Welcome back. Today I'm going to do a kind of bronzy, glowy look. I did post a poll on my Glam by Kimberly M Facebook page last week asking if you wanted to see a bridal tutorial next or if you wanted to see a kind of bronze luminous look, and I definitely got more posts, I guess not necessarily posts, but more people wanted to see the bronzed glow look versus the bridal tutorial. So I think I'm going to do the bridal tutorial next just because it is beginning to be that season. Also, I just wanted to let all of you know who follow me on my Facebook page and my Instagram page that I did actually set up a YouTube channel this week. So if you don't want to scroll through my Facebook page looking for videos or product information, you can now go there. And it's the same thing. You can search me by Kimberly Manning, sorry. So I'm kind of excited about that. With that being said, I think that we can go ahead and get started. So one thing that I always tell people when they want kind of a when they want their skin to glow, it definitely starts with your skincare. If you're not properly taking care of your skin, then you're not gonna have that glow. So I also think I'm going to do a video on that as well, but I am kind of waiting for the weather to actually make its change. Right now, you know, we're having 80 degrees 2 weeks ago. They're calling for snow this weekend. So once the weather officially makes that change, I'm definitely going to do a skincare video just because I do have a different skincare routine for like fall, winter versus spring, summer. So I'm going to do that. But today, as far as I wouldn't necessarily call it skincare, but this is definitely what I'm going to use as my base to get that glow from within look. Alrighty, so to start things off, I'm going to use the Josie Maran Argan Moonstone Drops. And this is a makeup priming and highlighting oil. And you do have to shake this, just because a lot of times the luminizing product will settle at the bottom. So you can kind of see the luminizing drops. So I'll go ahead and put a few of those on my face. You don't need too much of this. You can use it as a highlighting oil. I would definitely stick to using it under your foundation versus over, especially if you use powder products, just because I wouldn't think that putting an oil over top of powder is a good idea. I definitely wouldn't do it. And I did go ahead and do my brows before I started filming, just because the last video that I filmed was my brow tutorial, so I don't think that y'all necessarily wanted to watch me do that again. But you can kind of see the sheen, I guess, that it gives my face. Plus it's hydrating at the same time. And it's not overly oily. It kind of gives a really nice feeling. Might touch that up. Okay, so that is the first product that I'm going to put on my face. So then the next product that I'm going to use, just because I do have bigger pores around my cheek area and on my forehead and my chin, so I am going to go in with the Benefit Porefessional. And I'm going to mix that with the Becca Backlit Priming Filter. And this is just a deluxe sample that I got. I think I got it in the Sephora, the monthly Sephora box. So I'm just going to mix those two. That way I'm targeting my pores. And I'm also giving myself even more of a glow, I guess. And I do like to rub it between my fingers before I put it on my face. just that way it's nice and warm. I feel like it kind of goes on better. And I know I've mentioned this several, well, I don't want to say several times at this point, but in my past 2 videos at least, you know, never be afraid to mix products. It's totally okay, like with the 2 primers that I mixed together. You know, you're definitely targeting 2 issues at the same time. So instead of putting on the Benefit Professional and then putting the backlit primer filter over it, just go ahead and mix them together. So that makes things a lot easier. There's 2 other things that I'm going to show you that this I think is really good for mixing with your foundation, and that's the MAC Strobe Cream. And I think it comes in a couple of other shades as well. So you can use this mixed in with your foundation, under your foundation, or on top of your foundation. So this is definitely a multi-use product. I just wanted to go ahead and talk about that. And then the other product was, again, the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Spotlights. And this is in Opal. Again, this is just another deluxe size, but this is kind of what it looks like, the smaller version. And this does have more of like an applicator tip, so I definitely think it's better to use once you've gotten your foundation on. That way you can actually go in and put it on the high points of your cheek or under your brow bone, you know, anywhere that you're gonna highlight, you can customize it better. So at this point I am gonna go ahead and put on my foundation, and today I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals, the Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. And this is more of a matte foundation. A lot of the foundations that I use are matte foundations, just because that is generally the look that I go for. Like I've mentioned before, you know, I do like more of a full coverage foundation, and I do like the matte look. I'm not a big fan of, I know there's foundations that are for hydrating or that give, you know, people who are on the drier side that luminosity. I think it makes me look oily, and sometimes I don't like the way that it really feels on my face. So I use a matte foundation and just mix in a luminizing product with it to kind of give it that look and not necessarily that feel, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this on my face. Normally I just drop it on my face, but I guess it'll probably... Alright, and then I'm going to use the Morphe M444. I don't know if I've used that in a video before, but it's just a bigger, denser type kabuki brush. And you do kind of want to, as I mentioned in my Get Ready With Me, and as you've seen me do, like I'm not really dragging it. I may drag it just a little bit, but I'm also patting it as I go. So you can still see, even though this is a full coverage foundation, right through here, you can see that argan oil and the backlit priming filter showing through. So that kind of gives you the glow from within that you want. You know, that way you don't have to use all cream or all powder products. Once you've gotten your foundation on, you kind of have that base layer on that helps to give you that natural glow. Alright, so then I'm going to go in with some concealer, and I'm using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. And it just comes in a little tin like this. And I do like to start off with a cream concealer just because I do feel like it covers the smaller, I guess, dark circles that I have under my eyes. Luckily, I'm kind of blessed in that department. I don't really have dark circles, but I do have some discoloration like right on the sides of my eyes, and I do feel like sometimes it makes my eyes look like they're more downturned, I guess. than just, you know, naturally set. So you can kind of see, if you look at me straight on, you can see where this eye looks a little bit more lifted, whereas this one on the darker side kind of comes down a little bit. So that is one thing that I like about a cream concealer. I'm going to move my mirror in front of me so I can see a little bit better. I like a cream concealer too because I do have some sunspots like right on the tops of my cheekbones. So I will kind of bring it down that far. And I'm not doing anything, you know, intensely highlighted. I'm not, you know, like you would for like an actual highlight contour video, or look. But I do like to bring it down a little bit more just because I do feel like if you just conceal like directly under your eyes, that sometimes it can make it stand out a little bit more. So I always try to bring it down just a little bit. And since we are going for more of a bronzed glow, you definitely want that glow from within type look. So I'm just kind of going in and giving me a natural highlight versus I guess something that's super intense. Alright, so there you can kind of see that I've lifted a little bit. Next I'm going to go in, let's see, I am going to use a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tapes. So this is what they look like. And I'm going to use light neutral and light sand. And I'm just going to kind of go in and put that over top of the NARS cream concealer that I just used. You by no means have to use two concealers. This is just something that I usually do. I like that the Tarte Shape Tape doesn't really make me crease. I feel like it kind of just gives a more finished look. And again, I'm taking it all the way back. And I'm not really coming down any further than my cheekbone. And sometimes it is easier to kind of go in with your fingers and just make sure that you've got it where you want it. See, so still nothing too in your face highlight. It definitely just kind of brings light to those areas on your face so that you kind of do have that glow. So now for the fun stuff, we're gonna go in with the bronzer. So I am gonna lightly bronze my face, and the two products that I've really been using lately is the Bare Minerals Ready Bronzer in the High Dive, which I'm not sure if they still make this or not. I know that they released new bronzers and highlighters last year. Sometime last year, I think. So I'm not sure if they still make this one or not, but I still have it, so I'm still using it. And the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil in Medium Deep. And this was just another deluxe sample that I got in my Sephora monthly box. So I'm actually going to go in with the Too Faced, just because I know that's more readily available for those of you who may want to try it. Plus it smells amazing and it even tastes good because it's made with cocoa powder. So with contouring, you want to take it right here from the top of your ear, right below your cheekbone. And as you can tell, I'm still not dragging, I'm just doing flicks of the brush. And I don't really want a majorly contoured look for this video. That is definitely something I'm gonna do for you eventually. But you can just see the kind of dimension that I'm starting to get in my face. It looks thinner, which is always a good thing. And that's the main thing about highlighting and contouring, is you're wanting to accentuate, you know, highlight the high points on your face and then contour the places on your face that you want to minimize or, you know, not bring as much attention to. Plus it thins out your face, so that's always a good thing. And I do take it down the sides of my nose a little bit. And this is something that I'll go more in depth with as well. So what I'll do now is go in with, go in with my face powder. And I use the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. Looks like this. And I'm not a big powder fan in general. I normally don't wear a powder foundation, but this definitely is one of my favorites. So I'll kind of use this to blend everything together. I'll use it to set the highlight and to kind of blend out that contour. That way it's not too harsh. Alright. And that's another good thing that you can do too. If you do use a powder foundation, just to kind of go in when you're setting your face and use it to blend all the other products on your face in. And you can still see, I mean, I have done absolutely no highlighting at this point. I have not put anything with a shimmer or a glow on my face, and you can still see the products that I used as my base coming through. So that is one amazing thing about using your base products that have that luminosity in it, is it kind of gives you that natural glow from within. That's what I love about it. So now that we've got all that set, I am going to go in with my bronzers, and I'm going to show you the two bronzers that I'm kind of in love with right now. And I used the MAC Refined Golding Bronzing Powder in my Get Ready With Me, and you can see the reflex in it. You can kind of see it's not necessarily glitter. I mean, it definitely has more chunky, I guess, luminosity than the Bobbi Brown Bronze Shimmer Brick. So I'll show you the difference. So you can kind of see this just has more of a glow, and I'll show you on the top of my hand as well. So this is the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick. So you can see how it kind of just gives the skin that natural glow, whereas the MAC beside it, it's a little bit more powdery. I am going to use the Bobbi Brown just because it has become one of my favorite bronzers, and it is a little bit more on the pricey side, but this is a deluxe sample that I got when we were in Vegas in October, so almost 6 months ago. It's, you know, not the full-size product whatsoever, and I do use it, you know, if not every day of the week, multiple days of the week, and I'm not anywhere close to hitting pan on it, so I definitely would say it's a good investment to make. And I'm going to use a bigger brush. I'm using the Morphe MB1, and you want a bigger, fluffier brush when you are bronzing. That way, just because smaller brushes, like you saw with my contour brush, you know, they kind of they're made to be more specific, to kind of apply your powder or makeup or product in one specific location, whereas this, you can see it kind of is gonna put it in this general area, but not just in that like strip type motion. And I am gonna just kind of swirl this around. And you can see how it's just kind of giving me that natural sun-kissed look. It's not necessarily giving me a contoured look. It's just giving me a natural sun-kissed glow, which is what we're going for. And you can kind of use it down on your neck and chin to either, you know, blend your foundation with your neck, and to blend out, which I forgot to do, the bronzer that I had used up there earlier. So again, just kind of like circular flick motions. And I kind of take it in a C motion, so I kind of go from like right here to right here. Some videos or some people do like the 3 motion, which I guess in a sense I do, because I did come right here. But it's all personal preference, whatever you want to do. Alright, so let's see. I think I'm gonna do blush next. You can do your highlighter next if you want, and then do your blush mixed in with that. There's really no sequence when it comes to your blush or highlight. You can do one or the other. So I'm going to go ahead and do blush though real quick, and then I'll go in and do the highlight. So one of my most favorite blushes is the MAC Warm Soul, just because it blends really well with my skin tone, and it does have a luminosity to it as well. So that's one of the things that you're really wanting, a lot of the products that you're really wanting to use if you are going for like a bronzed glow, is something with luminosity. You don't necessarily want glitter, but you want something that's going to give you a glow. So I definitely think that this does that for me. So that's what I'm going to use. And I just start on the apples of my cheeks and go up. And you don't have to use blush if you don't want to. Some, you know, if you don't want to necessarily give your face an extra tone, you don't have to. But I definitely like to use blush. Alright, so now that we've got that, we are going to go in with, also another Bobbi Brown product real quick that I forgot, is the Bobbi Brown Rose Shimmer Brick. And it's the same as the Bronze Shimmer Brick that I showed you. So you can, if you don't want to necessarily use this as your blush, you can use it as a topper. So you can take like a smaller brush. This is the Morphe E48. And just kind of hit the high points of your blush. Trying to get up here so you can see it. So So you don't have to necessarily use it as your blush. You can use it as a topper. I've used it as both. I like it either way. Alright, so now we're going to go in for your highlights. So if you know me, you know that I absolutely love Jaclyn Hill. She's like, I feel like the main reason that I've kind of put myself out there over the past couple of years, because I first started watching her shortly after she posted her very first YouTube video and just absolutely fell in love with her. So I think about a year or two ago, she actually teamed up with Becca and formulated her own highlight. So that is Champagne Pop, and it is absolutely beautiful. And that's what it looks like. It's more on the golden side. And also, I know another popular highlighting product is the MAC Soft and Gentle. So you can kind of see. That's definitely not as golden as the Champagne Pop. I'll show you the difference. So here is the Soft and Gentle. And here is the Champagne Pop. Oh, can't really see that very well. There we go. I'm not sure the price points are totally different or too totally off on these two products. I want to say they're within the $25, $30 range. So, you know, not too far off there. And I do have some really good drugstore highlights and other products to show you when I do that video. So I'll incorporate those into that one as well. So as far as your highlight, you want to kind of stick to this area right here. You want to stick to the high points of your face. And you can kind of see. And there's no such thing as too much highlighter. So feel free to put on as much as you want with this. I mean, I guess you can go overboard in a sense, but so you can kind of see how it's just giving me that natural glow. And it's just adding to the products that I used as my base. And you can even put on cream products, like cream highlight products, like the Becca product that I showed you earlier when I was just kind of talking about the different highlights that I really like, and then put a highlighter over top of it. So if you want to be even more highlighted, you can definitely do that. Alright, so I'm going to go back in. Alright, so as you can see, as I turn my face, you can see the glow. Alrighty, so as for my eyes, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Mario Master Palette. I'm not sure if you can still get this on Sephora, but I know that, I'm pretty sure you can get it on her website. So I'm going to use it doesn't say the number, so I'm just going to use a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with Hollywood, and I'm going to take it from my brow bone all the way down to my lid. And that just sets any product that you have on your eyelid already. So say that you used a eyeshadow primer, or that you used your foundation or a concealer on your eyelid. You definitely want to set your eye. Definitely want to use a powder. You can use an eyeshadow. You can use a translucent powder. Just anything to set your eyeshadow or to set your eyes with, sorry. That way, because sometimes your concealer or foundation will still be a little bit tacky and you don't want to go in with a powder and stick it right on there. It's not going to blend well. I'm sure you've had experiences where maybe you've done that and then you're spending 5 to 10 minutes like trying to blend it out. Eventually I just get a makeup wipe and wipe it off. But I have done that myself, so I know the struggle. I'm gonna fix this real quick. Alright. So, also with the same brush, I'm gonna go in with Kim. How convenient. And I'm just gonna go right here under the contour, kind of like the contour of your eye socket. So, or the crease, I guess. But if you have a hard time finding that, you can kind of tilt your head back and you see this shadow right here. That is the area that I'm going into. I know some people, some ladies sometimes have a hard time finding their crease, and that's one trick that I learned. So you can see I'm not taking that too high. I'm kind of just taking it right underneath my brow bone. And this is going to be a fairly natural look. I'm not going to go in and do anything, you know, super smoked out, dark. That's really not the look that I'm going for this. I'll definitely do that in a later video. But as you can see, I'm just taking windshield wiper motions, kind of going in little circles, no higher than my eyebrow bone though. So as you can see, it's kind of just brought a little bit more depth to my eye. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a, I guess you can call it a, and I do already have product on it, it's not that dirty, I promise. Kind of like a, I can't think of the name of what I would call this. But it does help you to have a little bit more precision. And I'm just going to go right here on the corner of my eyes and kind of make like a V shape. And I'm just going to continue to build. And we're not going any higher than the crease with this color. So I did have a little bit of fallout. And whenever you do that, you can just take your powder brush and dust it off. Alright, so you can kind of see how I've built the darkness out here. So I'm just going to blend that. And again, I'm not taking it any higher than the crease. I'm just kind of blending it closer in on the lid. I'm not blending it all the way over here though. I'm kind of stopping right here at the middle. Then I'm going to go in with Marina, and it's kind of like a softer golden pinkish color. And I'm going to tap that right here on the center of my eye and bring it over. And tap it right there in the corners of my eye. And again, just blend a little bit with the product that you got. And I took the Marina and I did dab it in the corner of my eyes a little bit just to kind of give you that extra glow right there. It kind of brightens your eyes a little bit. So I'm going to put on a little bit of mascara. And I am still using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Just because I'm going to use false lashes, so I don't want to put them on natural lashes. I just kind of feel like it shows a little bit more. I'm going to use my black Morphe, what is it? Dark Room kohl liner. Just a kind of tight line right here in my waterline. It's just like a nice bronzy, kind of like a kohl eyeliner. And I'm gonna put that in the waterline down here. Just because I don't want anything too harsh. So nothing black, but it's definitely a really pretty color. And then I'm gonna take the brush that I used in my brow tutorial, just this little flat brush, and I'm gonna go in with Paris, which is the darker color that I used on the outer corner of my eye. I don't think I said that color. And I'm gonna bring it right down here and use it from the corner of my lower lash line to the middle, kind of smudging out that bronze shade that I just used. Alright, and then I'm gonna take Kim from the middle to my inner corner. You want to kind of blend those right in the middle. And then I'm going to go back in with this kind of pencil type shaped brush. And just really smudge everything out. There we go. So see how it kind of just brings everything together. You don't just have your eyeshadow up here. You have it kind of drawing everything together down here underneath your eyes. Alright, so I am going to use, these are some of my most favorite false eyelashes, and they're by House of Lashes, and they're Siren. So I'll show you what they look like. This is what they look like right out of the box. And one of the hardest things that I used to do was apply false lashes, and I think that's because I thought that you could just peel them off and stick them right on your eye, and that is not at all the case. You actually need to measure them to your eye. So I always stick them on first, just to kind of get an idea of how much I need to cut. Alright, so once I get an idea, I'll take my cosmetic scissors that I showed you in the brow tutorial, and I'm just going to trim a little bit off. So with these, because they are kind of the same from, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you can kind of see the front, which is right here, and the back are fairly the same length. I can trim a little bit from both. Alright, so now you can see I've got the lashes on, and you can see just kind of like how much more of a polished look I feel like it gives. Definitely gives more of a glam look. Lashes aren't necessary, but I just absolutely love them. These are my favorite lashes. So I use them with a lot of my looks. I use them a lot when I do wear false lashes, just because I feel like they are definitely glam, but they're not too in your face. So you can see a better view of them on. And then the last step is to do your lips. So Sand Gloss by Lip Sense is my absolute favorite. Anytime anybody needs a recommendation as to what gloss to use or what color gloss they want with their Get Started kit, or you know, in addition to something that they're already using, I always say sand. It is my absolute favorite. I think it goes with everything. It's definitely an amazing neutral, and I feel like it's really going to go good with this look. So I'm also going to use First Love, just because I feel like it's more of a nude tone. You could definitely go in with like a hot pink lip or a bright red lip with this look. You don't have to keep it all neutral, but I am, just because that's what I'm going for with this look. And this is what First Love looks like. It has kind of like that neutral tone to it. Alright, so I'll put that on. You can see it's not changing the color of my lips too much. It's still giving me a natural look, which is what I want. So I'm probably just gonna go in with 2 layers of First Love, just because I don't want to be too nude. Let that dry. I don't know why I'm shaking this. And I feel like the sand gloss just has like that nice, again, luminosity. I feel like I've said that a million times in this video. But it doesn't have sparkles in it. It kind of just has like a sheen. So as far as finishing up, if you're really wanting to go for that like glow, wet type look, I would suggest the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. And this definitely is on the pricey side, I'll go ahead and forewarn you. Or you can just go in with the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. That's my absolute favorite to use. So because we are going for the kind of glowy, luminous look, I am going to use the Tatcha. But I absolutely love MAC Prep Prime. I use it for everything. So only for this video will you probably ever really see me use the Tatcha Luminous Spray. And there we go, and you can see how I just have that natural glow. I don't feel like I look like I have like doused myself in bronzer and highlighter. I feel like I definitely have a nice glow from within, which is what you want when you're going for kind of that sun-kissed bronze look. So I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. As always, comment in the section below. You can personally message me, email me. I have all of that information listed on my Instagram, Facebook pages, and don't forget about my YouTube page. So I'm super excited about it. Make sure you subscribe if you do go to it. That way you can get notifications. I think there's a little bell at the top right hand corner or somewhere on the right side, so make sure that you select that so that it'll send you notifications when I do post a new video. So I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited to continue filming videos for you. Please keep the ideas coming. I definitely have a list already of videos that I'm going to do in the near future, but as always, you know, send me pictures too if there's a specific look that you want, and I can definitely try to imitate that for you as well. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.